What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? Let me see. Let me get this together. What's going on, man? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me clearly. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section if y'all can hear me clearly. Y'all in here, make sure you hit the like button and share. We got 100 in here already. Make sure you hit the like button and share. You're looking at the Heisman Trophy candidate, the Heisman Trophy front runner. I believe Heisman Trophy front runner. We'll get into that in a little bit. Um, Miami defeats Florida State 36-14. Florida State gets a late touchdown. I mean, they had 7 through 4 quarters. Gets a late touchdown. Florida State quarterback Luke Kramanhoch, right? 6 for 14, 61 yards. He also led them in rushing. 11 for 71 yards rushing. Cam Ward, 22 for 35, 208 yards. Damian Martinez, 15 for 148 yards. Damian Martinez gets that game that everybody been talking about. He had a breakout game, averaged 9 yards last night. Mark Fletcher, 15 for 71. Got the first touchdown. Shout out to Mark. He had a tough week. Miami's 8-0 in the climate of college football where it seems like anybody could beat anybody. Nobody looks great, which I have theories on that. And Miami standing 8-0, and all your favorite Florida State fans next to you could say is, they haven't played anybody. But they ain't playing nobody. But they ain't played nobody yet. Same goddamn schedule they've been playing for the last 15 years. And at this moment, we'll be sitting 4-3. we're usually 5-3 at this moment. Same schedule. I'm gonna bring my boys in here, man. They're in the back. But listen, 36-14, a rivalry game. Miami takes down a 1-7 Florida State team, which may be the worst Florida State team I've ever seen. And I think most of it is offensively, because defensively they seem like they can do it. It seems as if they can do a few things. I'm gonna bring my boys in here in the back. Hold on, let me get this thing. Hold up, man. Okay, there go my pretty face. I know y'all want to see a close up to me and shit. I still got the band on from last night. I mean, I ain't take no bath, but who gives a damn? We 8-0. Let's see. Get my boys in here, man. Kyle, Medi, X, I think, alive.
Now you tripping street.
Huh?
You tripping street.
Rick.
Yo, what's up?
I'm alive, man. I was vibing. We was over there with all the Hall of Fame alumni players, man, at the tailgate. Them boys, they came out for real. I ain't know they was coming out like that.
Yeah,
I hope they paid.
Faces
Well, yeah,
start showing.
they kind of did their own thing, but like we was right next to each other, so
Oh,
like
okay.
I see Mike over here, Michael Irvin, Edge, Clinton Portis. I'm like, oh, hold on, what's going on? They like, man, we be hearing about the tailgate, so he wanted to pull up. But you know, Rob Mack, he had pulled up on the side of us, so I know Rob Mack probably set that up.
That's what's up.
Them boys had them some fun, man.
Yeah,
But
I think he did. I got me a plate in there. From that. But what's going on, man? Listen, man, I got y'all, man. It's 12:50. NFL football about to kick off, but we're gonna talk about these Canes for a minute. First of all, I mean, first and foremost, for the shit get started, I'm just gonna say we 8-0. We've been 8-0 since 2017. You know what I'm saying? And I think in this college football climate, bro, it's definitely one game at a time. I watched the Nebraska team take an Ohio State team to the fucking door yesterday. And Nebraska had just got beat 55-6 or something by Indiana.
yeah.
There's a lot of variables in college football. There's money now. There's entitlement. There's guys that aren't as hungry. You know what I'm saying? The focused ones are always going to be the focused ones. But college football is a little different. Coaches have less power because the kids can get their fucking books, get their ball, and they can go home now. it's a different climate, and our coaching staff, Mario, $8 million, he getting a year or whatever. He's going to have to adapt like everybody's coaching staff, but it's a different climate, and to be 8-0 in this it's a big deal if you ask me. Don't look at the rankings. They don't, you know what I'm saying? 8-0 is a big deal. Manny, what's up? You got something?
So
What up?
yesterday,
Manny has something to say.
No, go ahead, X.
Okay.
So yeah, yesterday, right, when I'm over there talking with the with some of the former players, and they kind of explained something that made a lot of sense. They were like, "Well, listen, you know, the rankings don't matter. They created this for the power conference. The rankings, meaning, oh well, they play all the good teams in their conference. It don't matter at the end of the day because now they have a 12-man playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking like if you're one of those top 12 teams, even if you don't make the conference, you're going to get in the playoffs at one spot. I mean, at a spot anyway. So they're like, yeah, it don't matter. And then the most important thing is I'm looking at our team and I'm saying, okay, people probably upset. You know, we had some close games. Then we come out there yesterday, play against Florida State. It's not the game that everybody wanted. But when Miami play a good team, Miami shows the players show up. It's just we've been playing bad teams, so you know it's kind of hard to get up for a bunch of bad teams all the time. You know what I'm saying? You play the good team, we got to go kick ass every day. So it's like I'm happy because years past, like you said, we 5-3, and then we like, man, fuck the season, man. We wait for next season. We talk about recruiting. So
Exactly.
Now, yeah, like I'm enjoying the season, man. Cam Ward didn't play like Superman yesterday, and we still won by 22 points. What the fuck are you mad for? If you're mad, you're just not a Kane fan. You're not a Kane fan because we've been like this 20-something years. It's like, no, you better be happy. 8-0. Like, we're not the 8-0 2017 team where we was squeaking by where we shouldn't have won. We're 8-0 where we know we should have won all these games.
I will go up further and say that if you're mad about the way Miami's winning games with a 0, with a Mish power number in the fucking loss column, then you probably too busy watching other programs. I think that's the biggest problem that I'm starting to understand is that everybody looking at what the other teams are doing and how recent memory has gone instead of understanding that you can only play the teams in your schedule. You can't go request another team. You can't say, hey, I want to play Penn State next week. That's how this works. If we're winning the games we're supposed to be winning, who gives a shit? Yeah, we gonna sit here and criticize the small things because they could come and become problems further in the future. That's just us being, just having foresight. But the bottom line and the undisputable fact is that University of Miami, this is Mario's. I think this is Mario's best head coaching season ever. Don't quote me, but this is the best head coaching season he's had at the University of Miami, and we need to just be happy that he's here and not somewhere else.
He got to be his best head coach season ever, right? It was the first time.
Yeah, it was the first time he was 6-0. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, so I don't think he's ever gone 8-0 as a head coach.
The best to start the season because he did only lose one, I think, game or 1 or 2 games at Oregon when he won the Pac that year. So but yeah, his best season. And then if you're looking at it like if you looked at the game yesterday, I don't think it was one moment where you felt in your heart that Miami was in trouble or was going to lose the game. It was like Miami was really playing with those guys. Like, man, we're going to put out.
Yeah, like they played the JV. It looked like they played JV, and the JV got some plays in, but it never felt like the game was in balance. Cal, you got something on that?
Nah, I mean, I don't. I think I keep telling you. I think 2 things can be true. Like people can be happy with being 8-0 and still be frustrated about the performance that they're putting out. I don't think there's a problem with that. Like that can happen. You can be frustrated about a performance. That's what happens when you have standards. So just like when people saying, how the hell Ryan Day gonna get fired and he da. Standards, shit. So I think 2 things can be true, and that's okay.
What's your frustration from yesterday? Hold on, X. Hold on. What's your frustration from yesterday?
I not necessarily having frustration from yesterday. It's the same thing that we see every week, just what the defense is doing because it's just incompetence. It's not talent. I'm not saying we're the most talented team, but the incompetence can frustrate you. Letting that quarterback, break open that run and Harris still on these. Hey, you can be frustrated at that and still be happy that we're 8-0. Like, and I think that's what people are. That's what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? They're for like the villains. We had the conversation last night. You could be frustrated with some things that you saw. So me personally. Was I frustrated with the game? Not at all. Like now, I expect it from the defense. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating to watch because it's just simple. And it's just doing the simple shit. So you could be frustrated, but you happy you 8-0. We beat Florida State ass. Hey, you can be happy with that. I'm not even frustrated by the fact that they defense came to play. You know what I'm saying? But you can be frustrated at what the defense is doing because it's a continuous thing. So frustrated by yesterday. Now I come to expect all that shit. Like I wasn't even mad at Cam Ward's numbers. I was impressed by Cam Ward because it was like this shit's not here. Let me throw it away. He didn't do nothing. Like he didn't try to be Superman. He scrambled and tried to do his thing. And I'm not frustrated with his yard. I thought his game was great because he didn't do nothing to say I'm not gonna make this shit worse. And that shit, I thought the last two games I love watching Cam Ward. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be Superman all the time. So, nothing to be frustrated about. But again, people can, say that the defense is just that in the third and still be happy we 8-0 and we whoop Florida State's ass.
The one thing I want to ask is like, okay, Kane fans, we're frustrated. I want to say why, because it ain't like we've been a standard for 20 years. We've been shit. So that's been our standard. What standard y'all talking about?
That shit don't go away. I can understand. That shit don't go away. Like, bro, we still.
What standard you talking about? Our last
What
great
you mean?
team was 2002. There is no standard. The standard is you got to get to some shit before you get to a standard.
He says in his culture, and he said they went away. He said
Yeah, bro. That shit. Yeah, that don't go nowhere, dog. Like, because if we had no standards, if we had no standards, then Al Golden guys like that would have got 8 years and shit. We have standards. That's why people eventually get fired and shit. You know what I'm saying? We do have standards. It's our culture.
Right.
But nah, I mean, again, it's no standard. We're not Georgia. We not Bama. We haven't been recruiting on their level. We haven't been. So for the same, it's standard. I'm realistically saying it ain't no standard yet. I got an
Break it up.
again.
I'm gonna disagree with you that simply because I'm gonna say there's a standard that if again when Streeter got Manny Diaz fired, the question was if we can out recruit everybody else, why can't we beat everybody else? So our standard should be if we got better players than you, we should be able to beat you. That standard never goes away, and we haven't been able to meet those standards for whatever stupid reason. But the fact is, we're not Bama, we're not Georgia. We get that. But the fact that we struggle with these sorry ass teams, and I'm not talking about yesterday, we're just talking about standards from 20 years ago until now. We still go in there with the better teams, with the better talent. Guys are still going to the NFL, and we're sucking in the ACC year after year after year. So those standards don't go away just because we're not meeting them. Those are still the standards. So right now, you're right. We haven't won in a long time, right? But most of us remember what it was like when we won, and this is not it. Streeter talked about that last night. Like this is we good, we happy, we all this shit, but this ain't it. And so people are frustrated that damn, this ain't it. Like wow, it's the same thing. We still out recruiting these guys. We still got a hell of a team on paper, and it's still not. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, I'm not here to like be frustrated about a game. I'm not. But I'm just saying you do have standards, and that's what people are looking at. You want the standard to be something.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question though.
Go talk to me.
So we know that if we go by the standards of 20, 30 years ago, when we were in our heyday as a team, and we are getting back to that. So it's not like I'm saying, a long time ago we was good, and I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, if we think about this for a second, we may not be meeting our standards, but in terms of our KPI, key performance indicators, would we say that we're meeting them? Because Mario did say the first year was going to be a dumpster fire. The second year, we was gonna lose to teams in close games, but we was gonna be close. And then the third year, we was going to start winning a lot of close games. And then that fourth year and beyond is when when recruiting catches up, when we got the players we want. Of course, NIL can speed up that process. But can we all agree that we're meeting our KPIs, even though we're not meeting our standards? Or
Yeah,
the
I think
standards
so.
that we're used to?
Yeah, I think when you're looking at the long term, oh, of course. And I've always said, as much as I criticize Mario, Mario will get this shit on the right path. Can you finish? I don't know. So yeah, he's definitely for sure. Your KPI is 100% on point. We're headed in the right direction. But still, in this moment in time, and people look at it, what I'm saying about standards again, it's not an Alabama standard, it's not a Georgia standard. It's the fact that we still have a better team than everybody that we're playing. Florida's offense is trash, Cal's offense is trash, and we're still like looking at it like, hey, why are we struggling? So it's okay for people to be frustrated with that part of the game and still be happy that we 8-0. I love being 8-0. Man, these people are crying. Y'all should have seen the post and shit I was reading this morning. They ain't played nobody. The championship y'all gonna get is y'all beat all the other teams in Florida. Like God, they are crying their ass off, and I'm happy. It makes me so happy. But at the same time, I can talk about defense and be fucking frustrated, dog. It's okay.
Shout out to the villains in the comment section, man. Shout out to the villains. We might strike a Discord after this, man. We get in here and let y'all vent, man. King will be sober this morning. We can have real conversations in the villain membership, bro. You know what I'm saying? We might jump in there. We might jump in there after this.
My God.
So listen, man. Yesterday, Florida State figures out a way to cover Restrepo. Seems as if they bracketed him. Kind of doubled him in the slot, bracketed him, and was kind of effective with that. And we forced the ball to have to go outside, which, first of all, they had to stop the run. They couldn't stop the run. So it looked like we decided that early that, listen, man, we finna gas these people. But when he did, Cam Ward did check into the passes because my dog gonna check into his passes. He threw that thing 35 times. Seemed as if they found a way to bracket Restrepo. And I think they did it last year too. Are anybody concerned about teams going forward, like looking taking Restrepo away?
That's the same defense Florida State played last year, and they got the athletes on the back end to play that. Everybody we played don't got the athletes like that. So,
okay. Anybody else, any concerned about like
no,
we get to the playoffs? Okay, talk to me.
The answer,
in the playoffs, yeah.
The answer is no. I don't think. I talked to some people that got some insight and put like this. They knew exactly what they were going to do going into that game. They knew who that secondary was. They knew what they were capable of, and they knew where their advantages lied. Their advantages lied in the running game. We talked about last night in the Discord after the game. Now that it still stands, there's only one person who has passed for over 300 yards, and it was only 303 yards, and that's Fernando Mendoza, and he had to do that, and they still only scored 9 points. So that secondary that we overlooked and act like it's the offense that's ass. They're the number 3 passing defense in the ACC.
Detail, Mehdi, because everybody in here is not in the Discord with us. What you're saying is Fernando Mendoza is the only one has passed for 300 yards versus Florida State's defense. Mm-hmm. And still, because Cam Ward's streak was broken last night of 300 yards, he's still the only one, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to be.
And mind you, that was in a losing effort where they only got 9 points. So,
right.
And they got Jaden Ott, who was a preseason, number 2 running back in the conference. He may have been hurt or hampered in that game a little bit. The point that I'm making here is that there is something very elite about a team that's able to have balance. And you heard Damian Martinez bragging about. He's like, yeah, we finally outrushed Cam's passing yards. It was almost as if it was an internalized goal that they had. Like, shit, we trying to put the ball on the ground to an extent where, we don't have to. Like, I know a lot of people got mad last year about, why oh, we can't run Mario Ball. He just want to run the ball. It's like, yeah, it's because he didn't have a quarterback that he could trust. So we had no choice. So when we got to that midpoint of the season this time last year, it was like, well, we don't have a choice. A lot of those passes that in last year's game that Emory Williams threw up were hopes and prayers because that ball gets tipped the wrong way or Jacoby don't come down with it. There's all your passing offense. I think I pointed it out. They look exactly like we did, except they didn't hit their deep shots. Jacoby minus the 150 that Emory Williams put up last year, he had like what 230 off the top of my head, which means he only had like 80 passing yards that didn't go to Jacoby George last year.
Right.
That team had 111 combined. 50 came from one quarterback, 60 came from the other. So we got to start looking at these things with a little bit of nuance and context. That yeah, it seems rushed, right? And Kyle talking about standards and all that stuff, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, the standard that we're trying to establish at the University of Miami is that yeah, quarterback ain't always going to be great. It just don't work like that, right? We see every quarterback that's supposed to be elite and a first-round draft pick next year struggle, to include Cam. And I don't think last night was that game. I think Cal was that game, and he still beat him in a 25-point comeback. So
Right.
to have those nights like that and then be able to say, you know what, fuck it, put the ball on the ground. That's the things that elite teams. That if you go back and look through history, all the elite teams are capable of doing that.
I agree with you, Mehdi, but I gotta ask the question: if we would have really gotten into our bag in the passing game, would we have been able to pass for 300 or 400 yards versus Florida State, or do you think that would have just been very similar to Cal, where you mentioned you had a quarterback with 300 yards but only put up 9 points?
Well, he had 200 on what many will call an average night, and he caught a touchdown. So, all things considered, I think yeah, it could have been. I just think, like I said, or like Shree kind of said, alluded to, like they made a plan that hey, Seven's not gonna get off on us. They had enough film from last season to know that he did. X had 0 catches or 0 yards last year against his team.
Right.
JG was the guy who went off, right? So I think, yeah, but at the same time, I think like what KB was alluding to, this dude did a fantastic job of just saying, it's not there, let me throw it away. Instead of forcing it downfield, seeing if my guy get underneath it, let me just throw it away. A lot of those, I think he had 10 incompletions? I would probably say 6 or 7 of them were just him just throwing the ball away and keeping the ball out of harm's way. And I think that shows to me maturity compared to a couple weeks ago when he's running across the field, throwing across his body into triple coverage and then getting the ball picked off and ran back. You know what I'm saying? That could have been disastrous.
Right.
The haters are going to talk and say, oh, he had a game like this against Cal. They're not going to point out the fact that he was down 25 and brought the team back. But games like last night, it shows you like, hey, they can – Street said it during that Cal game. What Cal could not do in that game was throttle down, control the clock, run the ball, and they kept getting stopped. The fact that we can do that, like I said, is if you go back and check history, go look at all the recent successful national championship teams, they all have the ability to run the ball when they need to successfully for positive yardage and when they don't have to rely on the quarterback. And the fact that we can do this is a sign that we're not there yet. Our standard per se isn't there yet, but we're heading in the right direction.
I gotta say too, when we were gashing that D line, we're once again not only in the secondary but also for that defensive front for Florida State, we were gashing guys that's gonna have careers in the NFL. I mean, that Martinez run was extremely impressive. What Mark Fletcher was doing, where he was, I think his first 5 or 7 carries, he was averaging 7 yards a carry. That was really impressive against some really good guys and guys that are most definitely going to play on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think just answering the question. What I think what Maddie was trying to get to, he kind of took the long way to give y'all some more in depth. I think answering the question for me, am I worried about that happening again? Yes. You know what I'm saying? I think like when we if you're saying in the playoffs, like team like Georgia or some shit, I am worried about that happening again. But answering the question the way Maddie is answering it, it's kind of like he's not worried because we've shown we can beat you in other ways. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we may not face a secondary like that again, but if we do, we can just put the ball on the ground and whoop your ass. So could we have gotten to 300? I don't know, but to me, we said it during the Discord. I don't care. I don't want to find out. Just run the goddamn ball and get the game over with. And they
Right.
eventually they kind of got around to doing it, but they did it, and that was so. It don't. And I think that's what Mehdi is saying. Like, he's not worried, because if we get to that point, we've shown, okay, well, we'll turn around and hand the ball off to our NFL running backs and get your ass on up out of here. So yeah, I think it could happen again, but we're equipped for it.
Let me give you that's what I mean. As you and made a good shit. Right. It don't matter how it happens. That's the problem. I mean, it's not like style points in this shit. Let me give y'all a Tua Tagovailoa update, right?
Oh God.
Anybody scared?
Oh Lord.
I haven't seen it.
No, they 5 for 6. They 5 for 6 and Miami up 7-0. He 5 for 6 for 47 yards. Miami up 7-0. Tyreek 2 for 21.
That's what I'm talking about. That boy said, Cam ain't taking my job. Cam Moore, get ready to be a Giant.
Nah, man, that's good. Go talk to him, man.
No, I was gonna say, like, kind of adding on to that point. If you look at some of these drives from last night, like Miami's first drive was 7 plays, 7 yards, 2 minutes 29 seconds, and I think we basically ran the ball that entire drive. Right from there, they had a 13-play, 95-yard drive that took 5 minutes in the first quarter. Then they had an 18-play, 88-yard drive that took 6 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock for a field goal. Then in the second quarter, they had an 11-play, 30-yard drive that took 5 minutes off the clock. Then a 7-play, 31-yard drive that took 2 minutes off the clock. All three of those resulted in field goals. Then an 11-play, 55-yard scoring drive that was a touchdown and took 7 minutes. It was like, we don't have to give these people the ball and give them hope. We could just take it from them. Like, you're not going to get us off the field. We get in the 3rd and 20. You're not going. You can drop 8. I'm just going to find David Martinez. He's going to do what he got to do. It's masterful in a sense to be able to look down at a team and say, I know you're so bad at something that I'm going to do it, and I know there's nothing you could do about it. That's what elite teams do. When we talk about those old Alabama teams, they had a stable running backs that maybe all of them didn't make a actual impact in the NFL, but they just had a stable of guys that it's like, hey, if Greg McElroy or some shit ain't doing it today, well, I'm going to depend on this offensive line that Mario helped build, or offensive line that Mario helped build. I'm going to put a running back in the backfield. We're just going to run this shit down your throat and dare you to do something about it. When you stack the box, I'm going to put he ain't necessarily no Mike Vick, but we have elite outside wide receivers that we just throw the ball up to. So it's really a pick your poison. Like, which way do you want to be injected and die? You let me know. And when you can figure that out, that puts you in the upper echelon of teams. Like we saw Texas get beat to sleep by Georgia at home, and they had 29 yards rushing on the ground, and Quinn Ewers did nothing. That's a problem because all them kids got Ferraris. So if you want to see a return on your investment, you better figure it out.
So walking around stadium last night, Darryl Jackson came to play. I mean, y'all know the story about Darryl Jackson. He went back to Tallahassee because he said his mom was sick or whatever. Every time they would come off the sideline, he's sitting in the back. I don't think he heard nothing the defensive line coach says, bro. I think he's just sitting back there, all the defensive line there around the coach, and he's in the back there chilling, and he just goes out there and does things. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Earl Little. Earl Little they have put back at safety, which I think is that's where he's supposed to be. I think he led him in tackles last night, but
He did.
Our sideline, Cam Ward was really frustrated. He threw the ball 35 times. I don't think he was frustrated. I think he's very hard on himself. After speaking to a lot of people around him, he's very hard on himself. I heard it seemed as if he broke an iPad or two last night.
Sure, you already said you said his dad told you that last week that he's hard on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like
I did. I did. I did.
I think he really gets frustrated missing throws. Like,
yeah, I think he gets frustrated. I think he's really hard on himself. Vice everybody else. Shout out to Sean with the 199. Y'all hear the calmness in Medi voice. Medi is calm today, right? Medi wasn't calm first quarter last night, though.
no, I wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell was it.
At all.
But he's calm. He's calm tonight, dog. Like, this is one game at a time. This is one game at a time, and it's always have been one game at a time. But I think in this college football climate, it's one game at a time. Like Medi said, you cannot recreate your schedule. That's all BS. Yeah, when I hear that shit, like, that's all BS to me. Like, you got to play the teams that's in front of you. Before this season, we knew we were going to be weak in the defensive backfield. We knew we had a weak schedule. We've gotten here 8-0, and Canes fans are – it's all the stuff that we knew already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street. So with the schedule thing, we saw Navy get blasted by Notre Dame, but before that, Navy was undefeated. Navy didn't pick their schedule. Penn State almost lost to Wisconsin. They didn't pick their schedule. Ohio State, just like you said, they got taken to the shed almost.
Yeah, if Nebraska should have lost.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Rich? In this case, Navy did pick their schedule. They talked about on the broadcast that because of the respect that Notre Dame has for the service academies, they told them, hey, whenever y'all want to schedule, we will make it work. We'll just let us know. We'll put that in. So they did pick their schedule. They literally chose that.
Well, at least they honored it. Unlike, University of Florida, always ducking and dodging. Every now and then they'll play us. So at least they honored it.
Yeah, I had that conversation with anytime y'all want us to fuck up y'all undefeated season, just sign us up, man. We'll let y'all come in and fuck
I don't think Navy saw themselves being undefeated. I think they obviously feel good going to the season, but I don't think they saw that happen. And here's you want to hear something else crazy, Street? Guess who NIU lost to? The same team that beat Notre Dame. Guess who they lost to yesterday?
Ball State.
To goddamn Ball State.
That is unbelievable because I think FAMU was better than Ball State.
They almost beat Vandy. They was up on Vandy. They should have beat Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
Ball State?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Last week.
And that same Vandy team went around and almost beat
Texas. Yeah.
They lost by 3.
Yeah.
Transitive property once again.
NIU and NC State in a fucking knockout, drag out, back and forth football game. And that's what I'm saying about college football. I think y'all have to understand when you see Cal McCord throw 3 pick sixes in the first half, you got to ask yourself, like, did he fly in this morning? You know what I'm saying? With his NIL money, he was in another state yesterday or something crazy. These kids have money to do crazy things. All you guys were 20 years old before. And if you had $20,000 in your bank account, right? And coach is telling you, man, hey, listen, man, y'all chill for the game. And you got Katie from IG talk about, I'm only 45 minutes away. 3 hours away. You can get ready. You know some of these crazy kids are doing crazy things with this money. And these colleges are doing a hell of a job hiding it, dog. But it's showing up on Saturdays, I think. And I'm not saying I know anything about Cal McCord, but 3 pick sixes in the first half is fucking crazy. Maybe it was 4 interceptions. I think it was 3 pick sixes.
Yeah,
I think he ended with 5.
Yeah. And he sacked himself.
He did a TVD.
No, I think it was 5 interceptions and 3 pick sixes.
It was.
Yeah,
it was 5.
He said it was 4 in the first half.
Wow.
Right. So dealing with all of that and getting these guys up to play on Saturdays is I believe. And then you got the transfer portal kids who may be there with the passion, without the passion. You may not know why they're there. These coaches are dealing with variables in college football for the first time. Nick Saban got the hell out of here and went and sat on game day desk, was like, I'm not dealing with it. But some of these younger coaches are going to walk into it because the opportunity is there to coach and they want to coach, and they're going to figure out a way to deal with it.
For now, we didn't talk about it, but you see UVA head coach, he was like, and that dude led them to a national championship in the last decade. He was like, I'm done with this shit. Y'all got it. And he's way younger than Jim Larinaga.
Yeah. No, I see people saying it's 5 interceptions. Yes, it was 3 pick sixes. The 3 pick sixes is the goddamn weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it was
crazy, man.
Three pick sixes. You know what I'm saying? 4 interceptions in the first half. I think he threw. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know nothing about Kyle McCord's life. What I'm saying is what you're seeing in college football is a lot of less focus. A lot of kids have had $10,000 in their bank account for the first time ever in their life, and they're probably less hungry. And the focused ones that's going to make it to the NFL, the Jeremiah Smiths and these guys, are the ones that are just going to be focused regardless because they got goals, dreams, and dads on their ass telling them, you know what I'm saying? You ain't did shit yet. So it's always going to be those kids that are focused to get to the top where they're trying to be. But there's a lot of crazy mess going on in college football. You can only imagine. We got Manny Diaz coming in here next weekend, bro.
Manny Bowl.
Us losing to Manny at 8-0, or Manny losing to FIU at the Orange Bowl. Worst off, what would be the worst loss?
Manny losing to FIU at the Orange Bowl. I'm sorry. That's yeah.
Oh no, Manny ain't saying the light. Oh no, dog.
No, I agree. Some of the I think people forgot, like, yeah, losing to Middle Tennessee State, cool, but at the end of the day, you lost to Middle Tennessee State with a bunch of Manny kids. That was year one, right? So there's plausible deniability there. Whereas some of them losses that Manny had are inexcusable. Losing to Louisiana Tech, losing to Butch Davis, who pretty much created the trend that we see in college football now, where all these players, if they just don't want to use a timeout, just lay on the floor, lay on the ground and act hurt. Matter of fact, I like to point out, I watched Alabama last week take a Manny Diaz coach player and do that in the game they lost last week. They had a dude sub in King Mack, I think it is, from down to Miami.
He's from Miami.
Yeah, he subbed in and then laid on the ground and pretended he was hurt. Like, they told him to do that in a game, and he really did it. And so, like I said, to see those types of things happen and those types of players in the way that Manny sometimes is just thoroughly out-coached by people is inexcusable. I continue to stand on the principle that Manny Diaz took that Miami job way too early. I think Manny Diaz has the potential to be a solid coach. And what he did, what is he talking about? And what he did when he was at Miami, what he's doing now is admirable, except last night. You know what I'm saying? With the whole world watching, had a chance to put red in there. One of his old players. One of his old players went.
Pathetic.
So, I think.
Wait a minute. Did he recruit those guys? He recruited Jafari Harvey and Brashad? Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, the meat of the meat of SMU and a lot of the meat of Miami is still Manny's kids, bro. He just didn't do the best with them. But yeah, our team has a lot of Manny kids that are big time contributors on this team, and the same thing with SMU.
God. For the people who don't know what we're talking about, last night Jafari Harvey ripped Manny Hard out, jumping over the line, which I thought was illegal to jump over the line like that.
No, we did.
I think you can't touch him. As long as you can't use your own player to like launch yourself. You can jump straight over him, bro.
You can jump over him. We've never seen Jafari Harvey do nothing like that here.
No,
I'm not.
Never ever.
We didn't let him.
He picked off North Carolina and ran it back. I lied.
Yeah.
He is an athlete. He picked off a pass against North Carolina and ran it back. I stand corrected. But jumping over the line and masterful.
They let him play free, I guess.
No, that was personal.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take me to Penn State, I got something for your ass.
And then Rashard scores the first touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
In the overtime to put the dagger
Overtime,
in,
yeah.
man. SMU and SMU stays undefeated. Man, still letting us down from goddamn Durham, North Carolina.
He got one loss. He got one loss.
Down.
I say all that. I say all that to say too, man. Like he's gonna get these guys up. Now they mad because it depends. It depends because going for two, because it seemed like a lot of kids were upset at the end of that game that he went for two instead of just tying the game up and then trying to play defense again in second overtime when you have to go for two. I'm sitting there thinking like, no, he got to go for it. And Kyle and everybody in Discord is like, no, this is only the first overtime. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's only second overtime and up. I'm like,
Typical Manny.
Yeah.
Manny going Manny.
Like I said,
All right,
if it works, then it's great, but it didn't. So they're going to be up next week.
I just pinned for the people that's asking about the Villan membership. I just pinned it in the top of the comment section. That's how you join the Villan membership. But yeah, man, Manny Diaz coming in here. So y'all all agree that him losing to FIU would be worse than Mario at 8-0 losing to him.
Well, let's not talk hypotheticals first of all.
Yeah, I think the FIU loss is one of the worst losses in Miami history. Y'all say I got him fired, but that had to be the beginning of him getting fired, bro. I'm gonna ask him. I'll go to his press conference and ask him. Be like, "Hey, Manny. I mean, let's clear the air, man. Do you think my question got you fired?" I'm gonna ask him in the press conference, dog. He's gonna be like,
trying to get shot, boy.
He's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Bro. Man, they gonna call his daddy on you. Leave it alone.
Yeah, Manny them coming out here. Listen, Manny's gonna have a scheme ready for us. I don't know if he got the Jimmys and Joes on the back end like Florida State does, but obviously he slowed SMU down for a minute. And Manny defensively, man, is a good coach. I mean, fuck it. We just got to say it at this point. He done well at Penn State. We saw him do well here. So he's gonna have a scheme ready for us. But he's gonna get a pissed off Cam Ward, I think. That what I think he fit in. Any young guys last night? I saw a lot of Malik Bryant.
Yeah, I saw JoJo pop out a little bit. I saw.
Yeah.
Young guys. I don't know. I can't remember seeing a lot of them. This night was kind of it was a weird night. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what most people expected it to end up being, but it was a weird night, so we didn't get to see as many young guys as we wanted to. But yeah, I saw JoJo make an appearance. I thought that was dope. No, I can't remember too many.
I think Chris Johnson ran really hard on that kickoff, bro. Like for him to be a little slim dude, this look like he's decided that okay, man, I could take these hits, and he was putting his nose in there last night, man. He's gonna break one of these sooner or later. And should we we should be having a coming out party for Damian Martinez, right? Like literally, like we trashed him for six games, though. But competition and depth brings out the best in ballers, bro. Period.
It has to.
Yeah. They gave Mark Fletcher the start. Mark Fletcher running like a madman. And it looked like it brought out the best in a guy who's an NFL back. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about that. But we're going to need him when we play against some of these big defensive lines, bro. He's very hard to bring down. He tried to stiff arm Earl Little. Back to goddamn Dillard somewhere with Kyle, bro.
He should have dropped his shoulder.
I wanted him to. I think he was tired, maybe.
Yeah,
I think he was tired.
And shout out to Nez Cooper on that play too. Someone pointed out in the Discord, I didn't see it, but Nez Cooper did the same thing that they did for Croman Oak, and he pulled him out of the pile and threw him up the field, which was crazy. And after that, it was like, yeah, it's off to the races. But yeah, I think he should have planned on that outside foot, turned his shoulder.
He's trying to take his helmet off. He kind of missed.
I think he was tired. Because I was like, bro, drop that. Just do it. Even if you fall, just do it, just to make a statement. I think he was just tired. Even that stiff arm wasn't. He really could have like really went into him, but I think he was just like, man, this game over. I'm tired. I don't need this long run. Fuck it. He could have hurt him though. I think he could have. Like AJ Allen.
I think the bat singer's out. I think Kings fans get ready. There's a commit coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Check the group chat, Street.
Let's see if we can throw it up.
Yeah, I think so we talked about this last night, right? Did people really trash Martinez? I think they were more frustrated than trashing him. Maybe some people did, but I think it was more because on this show we all said it, right? We all said like, he's an NFL running back and he's gonna be a better NFL running back than college back. We said that he was still the best running back on the team. He just didn't fit. He just wasn't the best runner to fit what we were doing. And I think that still holds true. Like the more touches you give Fletcher, you can see it. But again, like Street is saying, once you put him on the bench and it's like, either I'm mad and got to step up, or I can like look and see what I may be doing wrong and then I can fix it. That brought out the best in Martinez. So I don't know if people were down on him, but people were like, he's not trash. He's just not giving us what we was looking for. But now we're starting to come to fruition, and it took some things to take place. And now it's just like, God damn, how do you stop these running backs? AJ Allen out there hurting niggas. Martinez ain't going down. Fletcher's like how? Like we got to the point where we don't even see Lyles getting touches anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. Not good that he don't get touches, but that's just how good the shit is in front of him. So yeah, man, that was exciting to see last night. That was crazy.
Yeah, AJ Allen put his shoulder in that boy's chest, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
That dude instantly. Man, is that twice that he's done it? Did he do the same thing at USF?
Yeah. He ran Buddy over and Buddy didn't get up. And the play before that, he picked up the pass. He picked up the blitz really, really well. Man, the running backs got it going on, bro. They really do, man.
I like to point this out too, man. 66,200 people in attendance last night, man. Thank you. I don't work for the university. I don't care, and I definitely don't work with Hard Rock Stadium. My mom do, but I don't. So, thank you for everybody showing up, showing out, man. I don't know if it was necessarily Notre Dame-esque because the team didn't bring anything to feel better, but just y'all being there in person, I think really invigorated that team. I really do. I noticed that it seemed like they tried to get their momentum back at the beginning of the third when everybody was still, buying hibachi grill and, throwing money at strippers and Club Live and all that stuff before the third quarter started. But when they got back in their seats, I'm saying, it basically made the game something that they couldn't really rebound from. And then when the place drained out, when the game was basically out of reach is when they scored that garbage time touchdown. So shout out to everybody that went last night, man. I think that was huge.
That was a great atmosphere, man.
Yeah.
I mean the scenery, man. I mean the party, the tailgating was on 100, man. X had some syringes with some alcohol in it, man. In the Discord, we were short in the Discord. It was bad, man. He had some syringes made out of, I think P Diddy. I think he got it from P Diddy house or something.
Here we go.
Oh my God, dog. It was bad. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, dog. I'll let y'all see the Discord, dog. Yeah,
not legally
live. P Diddy, y'all say,
man, that boy Street on his dirt shit right now, man. What's going on, man?
Did y'all have Street? Where did you get a chance to meet some of the villains? Did y'all take pictures? All y'all villains that was out there. We had boys flying in from Mississippi, and man,
I met Mookie.
I met see all that.
LV for the first time, which is crazy because she actually lives in Plantation. She lives here. You know what I'm saying?
She lives down the street.
She met Hayes. I met Mookie. I bumped into Mookie and his wife. You know what I'm saying? I was just about to walk in, which is crazy. You got 70,000 people out there, and I bumped into him right before I walked in. That he would have missed me. We took pictures and stuff. No, man, I met a bunch of villains last night. I met a bunch of villains.
Did you meet Jay White? Did you meet Jay White?
I met a bunch of guys that stuck in the group meet and can't figure out how to get to the Discord. man, I'm 50, man. You know I'm 55 years old, man. I can't figure that shit out, man. Dog, just click the button and pay, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, dog. I met a couple dudes that's still stuck in the group me, dog.
I saw that. I was the other day. I was like deleting stuff off my phone. I was like, damn, I need to get rid of this group me. I said, man, what if people still use it? I clicked it, man. There was people still in there. I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Mike Norvell, bro. Oh, wait, let me get y'all a tour update. Tour 11 for 12, 75 yards. Dolphins up 10-0. Marvin Harrison has 1 catch for 25 yards.
There we go.
Y'all wanted the Dolphins to suck for Cam, dog? That's what y'all wanted?
Yes.
Kyle
Yes,
wanted
very much so. Yes. It makes all the sense in the world.
Tua said, what Guardian Cat? Yeah, you seen that meme where they said Guardian Cat and he had a Cleveland.
I saw it. Oh boy.
That shit is hilarious.
Because think about it. This is especially in Mike McDaniel's favor, right? This is the only time it's going to be acceptable for you to be sorry. A quarterback's hurt. Let me preserve him for next year. Let's go ahead and that's your excuse. We're going to preserve our guy for next year. Boom. You go ahead and suck. Get Cam Ward. Boom. Next year, you rich because you got a above average NFL starting quarterback, and then you got a high draft pick that can sit there and learn behind a guy who's extremely smart and all that good stuff. Because if you don't, and you fight right now, and let's just say you end up with a 12 or 13, you're not gonna get a top quarterback. Then what happens? You go into next year believing in Tua, he gets hurt again, and now you know what I'm saying? Now you're right back to square one, bro. You got to take advantage of what's in front of you, bro. They want to fight for mediocrity. You're gonna always be mediocre, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
So what you saying, KB?
I don't trust the slide. Yeah. Go ahead, Rich.
So I'm just asking KB. So you saying that it would be okay for Miami to drop a couple games this season and see what we could do in terms of getting another quarterback, or what are we talking about?
Yeah, you go ahead and let the season play out without Tua. You're not like doing that doesn't mean like you're not intentionally losing games, but you're not winning without him. So for his health and for your team's health, sit his ass out, end up with a high draft pick, get you a quarterback for the future. Now you just got your protection just in case something happens to Tua again. This is the only year that's going to be acceptable, because if he comes back next year and you suck, now you're getting fired if Tua come back next year and you suck. So go ahead and take it right now while you got the opportunity to suck with nobody like worrying about what you're doing wrong. You ain't got no quarterback. I'm suck for Tua. I suck for Ward. Well, however you want me to say it, suck for Ward. Yes, go ahead and just goddamn lose.
Hey, what you just posted in the Discord? Explain that to people.
So the FPI, excuse me, is an ESPN metric that David Hale from ESPN uses that ranks. It fluctuates every week based on prospective strength of opponents, and so far, Miami is 4-0 against what he identifies as an FPI top 40 opponent. So if you look, you see Clemson 0-1. Like a lot of people point out and say, "Oh, well, now mind you, FPI is I got a whole like fucking PowerPoint about this shit that I read a bunch of years ago." But
what is it? A mathematical algorithm they've came up to keep rating teams over and over every week.
Essentially, yeah. And so if you look at it, Clemson is 0-1 because that one loss is Georgia. So Georgia is considered a top 40 FPI opponent. Florida State, I think, is identified as an FPI opponent. And it takes a bunch of things into consideration, like ranking classes, talent, records the year before, or like records over like the last 5 years, something crazy. It's like a whole mathematical thing. It's an ESPN thing. It's an advanced metric that ESPN exclusively uses. But yeah, Miami right now is 4-0 against all FPI opponents. You see Texas A&M 4-1 because their one loss is against Notre Dame, who is a top 40 FPI opponent. So it takes a bunch of different things in the realm of college football, transfer portal guys, coaching changes, like a bunch of stuff, and then they determine, based off of this is what a strength of a team is. Miami has not lost to a team in that top 40 FPI.
Yeah, I'm not big on Miami having played anybody. I watched enough football in my life. It also goes with recruiting too. And shout out to all the recruits that was out there last night, man. I don't have to see a guy playing against guys. I don't have to see a team play a tough team to tell you that a team is good. When you play the suck teams, you whoop their behind. You know what I'm saying? You beat them like you're supposed to beat them. And then when you play the better teams, you get out of there with a win. It's simple. Like a team, execution to me is more important. Consistency to me is more important than y'all haven't played anybody yet. Well, every team plays the team that's on their schedule. Beat the teams like you're supposed to beat them, and I think Miami has. And when you play the teams that's going to give you a tough ride, get out of there with a win. And I think that's what we're looking at. I think if you would ask Mario, he would tell you that this isn't the roster that he thought he would win the championship with. He probably thought it would be 5 years, right? Maybe 4 or 5 years. We've gotten here quicker because we have the best quarterback in college football, and now we're here with a couple holes and chinks in our armor, and we're fighting through it.
And I've said this. There's a lot of our fans 12-0 national championship. They're not going to say that now because they see that. But I've said, and I've spoken on this from the preseason, that 2025 was the year the stars were going to align. You bring in a top 3 class. You get more experience on that defense. You get some guys out of here who, quite frankly, aren't playing up to par. They may have to just go down a level, right? They may have, there are some guys on this team who Rhett Lashlee's going to have a field day with. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's going to be like Rhett Lashlee walking, let me not say that. But long story short, there's some guys on this team right now who I just don't think are playing up to Miami caliber. Not standard, like Kyle said, caliber. You bring in those guys next year, and I said it, the national championship is where? In Hard Rock Stadium. So if you have a schedule with Florida, who should be better next year because they're trending up, contrary to popular belief. I don't know if they won last night. Notre Dame's on the schedule. They're going to be a tough team. I think we play them at Miami. We got a home with them in the next 2 years. I think there's another SEC team on there. I don't know, and then the rest of the ACC, barring any additions or losses, and I don't think you have to travel to the West Coast. Yeah, there's a real possibility that depending on that team, that could be the team that we're talking about for a national championship. But these things take time. Like Street said, 4 or 5 years. Next year is year 4. So I know it's easy to say, hey, national championship, and then the next thing be like, oh, this team's not good enough. Like y'all killing yourselves on that stretch. You just got to figure out how to navigate the schedule this year. It's only year 3. Contrary, like Kyle said earlier, there's still Manny Diaz kids on this team. As weird as that may sound, at this point, there really is. That man to left, been a DC somewhere, left again, become a head coach, and there's still Manny kids here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like
right.
Let Mario cook.
And Mario has obviously recruited a different level of kid. I mean, it's obviously. But KB, this look personal right here, dog. I think y'all need to go have a cup of coffee at Starbucks or something, dog. Dog, like he really got something to tell you.
Hey, look,
African.
I'm telling you, bro. Listen, like I told them last week, you got something to say, you jump your ass in the Discord and we can have a conversation. Talk to the villain first, then you can talk to me. If you got something to say, jump to the Discord, bro. I can't go back and forth with you on here, bro. Yeah, so I tell you what, you can also pull up. You can also pull up. You can also pull up the niggas that agree with me while you at that street. But again, like I say, you got something to say, get in the Discord, bro.
What
That's all I got for you.
That's where it go down.
the beginning, they all jumped in here. Josh and KB, tell
I
him,
know
man.
they did. I don't.
We at
Man,
the
I ain't
same time.
studying.
You have a tear in one eye and be happy in the other eye at the same time.
Look.
Are we gonna talk about the defense?
Yeah, what was pissing you off in the first quarter, bro? Like, why was you? I'm like, man, hey, listen, dog, let's get some tweets up, yada yada yada. Man, I can't tweet right now. I'm gonna go crazy on Gentry. I'm like, bro, it's the second drive. Like, what the fuck is he done?
Okay. In my defense, I really expected for a team to be. I want you to understand something. There are now 136 FBS programs. I think we added 3 in the offseason. Florida State's offense ranks 134th. This is for Lance Guidry. This should have been ample opportunity to play like backups, and matter of fact, all disrespect to Florida State. This should have been an opportunity. This is an open book test, right? Louisville, I give you the benefit of the doubt. Cal even, because Cal just did some stuff that, and I say this every week. For them, they're so offensively inept that this is an open book test. Not only is it an open book test, it's an open book test with ChatGPT being eligible to be used. Like you don't got to turn to the pages. Just ask ChatGPT what the answer is. But I just see Guidry almost like I saw the most bend don't break defense that I've ever seen him have, and I'm confused because a year ago, that defense with Jordan Travis, who's a way better quarterback, Cedric Benson, who's a way better running back, arguably a way better offensive line. He was getting after it. They held him to 27 points, and I will argue that they got way more sacks. They got a damn safety out of it that just wasn't called. Like Kiko was way more aggressive. West was way more aggressive, and then now it just seems like everybody's tentative. Like they're just watching stuff happen over their head, watching the ball fly over their head, not attacking the ball when it's thrown in the air by that terrible quarterback. Quarterbacks with an S, plural. And it's getting to the point now where it has me legitimately wondering, like what did he lose when he lost Cam and James? Because it felt like he lost a Swiss Army knife and a legitimate ball hawk. And if guys are still playing, it tells me that the answer may not be in that room.
Well,
you don't know until you
James
try.
Was a 5-star. James was a 5-star kid, and we kind of dismissed that because the team was not up to the standard of what they should be. But James goes to an Alabama, he probably gets drafted higher. But to your point, we are seeing that those guys are missed in the secondary, and you can't just have guys come in and it would just be plug and play. We're not necessarily there yet. But we're gonna have to do soul searching within that room in the secondary, as well as in the transfer portal, as well as with recruiting, to get the guys that mirror the standard that we're looking to have in that secondary.
I think a lot of them guys on the coaching staff might leave, and I don't agree they should. Because I think I would argue that it's weird because this team is better, but it seems like every week they're regressing. I think KB pointed out last night in the Discord, guys are stunting. They're stunting way too much, and the speed that should be your rush ends are the ones getting sucked up in the gaps. No Diddy. And then the defensive tackles are the ones on the outside trying to pursue these quarterbacks. So these quarterbacks keep bouncing the ball out because they're not talented enough to throw the ball on the run. So they're just taking what they're giving because it's a defensive tackle pursuing them rather than a defensive end. Not to mention the blatant holding calls that are just not being called. Like Bain is getting bear hugged out there. Bain is getting blocked in the back. Bain is getting Vin Rain, Tyrese. Yeah, Vin Rain, Tyrese, baby boy yoked up, and nobody's there's no flags coming out until late in the fourth quarter when the game's already out of reach. Like,
How about that hold on Mesidor when Mesidor beats the tackle and the guy just grabs him from behind. I'm like, and that wasn't. I don't think that was called at all. I think another penalty
It
was
was
called. But I
called.
was like, that was
It
called.
was a holding call, but I think they might have called the holding call on somebody. I'm not sure, but it was a holding call. But to hear what Mehdi said initially, bro, to say we don't have it in the room, but at some point, don't you have to try? You don't know what you have until you try it, until you play it. Like, and again, I'm not saying we're going to insert a guy, he's going to turn into Caleb Downs or Cam Kitchens, but you're telling me we're not going to try to bring somebody in there that can solidify it, to calm it down, to just be basic. So we really have a bend but don't break, or we have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. My thing is just not even trying somebody new is my problem, especially against a team like FSU, like Mehdi is saying. Like, I don't understand how you don't try. You've got guys who started games. You've got guys that are, really highly rated 4-star freshmen. I don't know why you just don't try. It's weird to me.
Jaquan played a little bit last night. Robert Stafford played a little bit last night, huh? Robbie Washington had a tackle last night, huh?
On what punt? On the punt team, right?
On the
yeah.
Why
that
don't
was
you get
on.
Markeith in the game? I don't. Yeah, why don't you get Markeith in the game? Why don't we get Mu Young on the field every now and then? Like, I don't. Let's try. I don't know.
Now we got to remember too. We used to say the same thing about Avante Williams.
We were saying the same thing about Devontae Williams.
But
we
they,
haven't.
Yeah, we were
but
saying,
Manny,
but we were saying getting
Manny
Tay on.
had
We were saying getting Tay on the field. We never wanted to replace. We never wanted to replace James and Cam because it wasn't necessary. We wanted to get Tay on the field.
and then in
So
some
it's the same
cases,
thing. Like, can we go ahead?
that happened. Like, you remember they was doing them 3 safety sets. They would put
Yeah.
Cam
Yeah,
behind the
and he got
box.
that pick. I remember that.
Mhm.
He got that pick. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
You just gotta throw something at the point. Like I said, this is gonna be a battle of DCs, right? Because Manny being a DC guy, he gonna feel some type of way about Guidry this week. So like I said, you gotta. And their offense is nothing to golf at. The fact that that game was that close, I will give you this: them motherfuckers gonna turn that ball over. I tell you that. They're going to play exotic. They're gonna put things on film that you're gonna have to learn how to diagnose. Cam's gonna have to figure out a lot. They're gonna delay blitzes. That's what seems to be this offense's kryptonite: delay blitzes. Sometimes it's just like the zone scheme is so thorough that a lineman just doesn't pick up when a guy takes a second to blitz in, and then that's how you see like a Francis struggling last night, a Carpenter struggling last night because they fill the box and then they drop guys back and then they let them go when they see the quarterback's actually in the throwing down. So
Hey, what did I say last night though, Street? Because it's always easy to figure out the misses, right? Yeah, we were screaming get Tay on the field, and Tay it didn't end up doing what we hoped that it would do, right? But what about when it does land, right? It was out beginning of the year. Who was AJ Allen? Get him on the field. What are we getting him on the field for? We got Lyles, we got Fletcher, da da da. Now everybody wants AJ Allen on the field because you give him an opportunity to see what he can do. Florida State last night, their offense been pathetic all year, but they gave us the fight that they could on offense. How did they do it? They went to 3 freshmen on offense. They got the quarterback in there, and they got both of their receivers in there. Guys that were lower rated, you know what I'm saying? Recruits coming out of high school. They took, hey, Hakeem, go sit down. They go sit down. And we tried something different, and they gave us a little fight for an inch. You know what I'm saying? Which is better than nothing. So it's easy to pick out when we miss, but you have to try. If you don't give a guy opportunity, you don't know if it's going to be a make or miss. And I'm not saying it like, oh, let's put Porter on the bench. I'm not doing it at that expense, but let's do it at the expense of a guy that's actually not performing. You know what I'm saying? So you have to at least try it. I don't know the hesitation and why not at least try it. Yeah, we're not on Greenfield, but I mean on Green Tree, seeing what's going on. But man, come on, bro. We've seen some of these guys in the game already. Let's just give them a chance, bro.
Yeah. So they had a lot of young guys out.
Did Did Hakeem play the second? Hakeem Williams, did he play the second half? Cause he wasn't really doing nothing the second half.
Who?
Hakeem
Hakeem
Williams.
Williams for Florida State.
I don't know, but I think he had that one deep shot that he couldn't find the ball. I think OJ couldn't find the ball.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really hear about him after that like that.
Yeah, LaWayne McCoy had 2 catches. This Miami Central wide receiver that we spoke about.
Yeah.
He dropped a touchdown. He should have had a touchdown last night for them. I see they had Ja'Kai Douglas, Amari Williams, and Malik Benson. They play a lot of young guys, but I think if you at 1-6, you're grasping for straws. You're trying to do shit. But let me put this in perspective, dog. Damian Martinez rushed for 148 yards. Florida State, both of their quarterbacks combined threw for 115, and they were losing the whole game. Now, just think about that for a second. They had to pass because they were losing the entire game, and they amassed between both quarterbacks 115 yards passing.
That's ass.
And they was throwing up some prayers too.
And it was going for it on 4th and 7, 4th and 6, 4th and 5. They were using all 4 downs.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah, they were.
From the beginning of the game. And I think that's, like I said, that's what's masterful about the offense. Not trying to throw it back, but the fact that we can just milk clock is like, we're not going to keep giving you opportunities. Like, it's almost like the offense is protecting the defense.
Yeah. Good shit. Yeah.
Because it's like we're not going to keep giving you opportunities to keep getting these bullshit ass plays that you get. Because let's be honest, that's what a lot of that shit is bullshit. Like that run with the chroma, that's like that. Like the forward progress should have been stopped. But I don't complain because they do the same thing for Miami, so they call at least it's fair. You know what I'm saying? Which is saying a lot to act out of ACC refs. But being able to see them like just spit that run out, stuff like that is like lesser teams do shit like that. Like lesser non-FBS teams do little trick plays and gimmicks like that. So to see Florida State doing that is a testament to how bad that team is, and that's why I'm so frustrated with Guidry. Because from a statistical standpoint, the team wasn't bad, but I don't think we forced a single turnover yesterday. That is ridiculous. Like better teams turn that ball over against us, but that team just lobbing some of these passes up, like I said, it just seems like a tentativeness, like way more like playing scared than they did last year, which is, like I said, the talking point was when Guidry's at Marshall, his defense from year 1 to year 2, that year 2 one was they beat Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure it was Marcus Freeman's Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So to see them kind of like once again and to have guys like Elijah Austin, De'Ani Hill, who's on that defense. Yeah, it might be a little more difficult because they're in the upper echelon of college football now, but it should be simple. Why is De'Ani Hill, who's an experienced quarterback, getting beat down the field by a damn fullback? But I can't see Xavier Restrepo get separation on a fucking defensive back. Like that shit don't make sense to me. But then twofold, I see Kiko, who I know is not as fast as De'Ani Hill, cover that same fullback on a wheel route and seem to back down the pass. He gave up another one, but it's fascinating, man, watching how some of these guys play in this defense and their experiences year 2 in that defense. Like we've seen growth on the offense. Shannon Dawson got basically one quarterback and a running back, and his offense has grown, where we've seen Guidry get quite possibly the most talented defense he's ever coached, and they seem like they're regressing every week.
I don't know if this is as talented as last year's defense, though, bro. I don't know if I can say that.
In the comment section, what y'all think? More talent, last year defense or this year defense? Go ahead, Mehdi.
Yeah.
I think you switch the different rooms. So you have more talent in the D line room than you did last year, but
correct.
You had more talent in the secondary last year than you do this year. So you kind of switch it up. Us missing Damari Brown hurts because that was definitely a guy we depended on. And I don't know. I mean, KB was alluding to it. Mehdi alluded to it. I don't know how we assess what other guys could do, what freshmen could do, if they're not having significant snaps. So there's that as well. So we're kind of one of them teams that don't necessarily, like, I'm not going to pull, Deani Hill for a whole game to see what what Robert Stafford could do. We don't necessarily do that. So it's hard to assess what we got when we talk about the freshmen, except OJ, who's balling.
Shout out to Sean with the 199. Sean say X is going to hit us with recruiting news. I haven't put him in the Discord. I haven't put it in the Discord, Sean. So we'll put it in the recruiting section in the Discord. So listen, man, before we get out of here, bro, y'all got anything else to say, man? We got 1,000 people in here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe. That's all the free stuff. Got 1,000 people in here. Talk to me.
Y'all see the shirt, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's gonna keep being all about, man. We 8-0. Like I said, I know it's doom and gloom. We pointed it out. I know Kyle, with the people in the comment section, man. It's all love, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all support. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see the ticker at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, like we 8-0, man. And I know it's things that got to get cleaned up. I think these are things that are great to identify now and clean them up instead of us trying to make a playoff run and then they become glaringly obvious and then you get your shit kicked in by a team that's probably not that great, right? I know the old adage is you want to lose early in the season and then kind of run the table. Fortunately for Miami, we haven't necessarily lost per se, but we got things to clean up. Nothing's perfect. We're not acting like it is. You know what I'm saying? We're not acting like everything is rainbows and sunshine. And, everybody's extremely happy about it. But we are going to act like this team has a 0 in the loss column. At least that's what I'm going to do. So y'all keep y'all head up, man. We good, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, man. We sound like TVD still on the team, man.
His ghost was out there last night. You saw him tackle Florida State quarterback when he broke. Like, bro, that thing just fell over.
Man, they tackled each other on the punt return one time too, didn't they? Man, they
did. I think one of them backup dudes pushed the dude into another. He pushed one Florida State player into another Florida State player, and he ended up tackling him. So yeah.
Man, the only thing I got is let's go 1-0 next week.
Yeah.
That's
12 o'clock. We'll take y'all last over there. Someone said if Miami makes the playoffs, is Mario pulling them in recruiting class. I don't know about number 1, but it's definitely top 3.
It's kind of late. Yeah, it's kind of late.
Yeah.
But some flips coming. The flips are definitely coming. It was 130, 140. I've never seen that many recruits and their families out there last night, bro. Got to talk to TJ Alford, the big linebacker. Got to speak with him last night, man. I thought that kid left. I don't know. I thought that kid left last year, man. I didn't know that kid had one more year left. He's committed to Ohio State right now. Miami's still in the stick of things. But no, man, let's get out of here, man, and go watch Tua, bro. Miami up 10. The Dolphins up 10-7. Tua 12 for 16, 80 yards. But the damn Detroit Lions, bro. God damn. Jameis Winston up on Lamar Jackson 6-3 in the second quarter. He gave an epic speech before the game. But yeah, that's what was some NFL football, man. And I jump in the Villan membership with y'all, man. I open up the Discord soon. Y'all can get in there and talk, man. We can tell King how drunk he was last night and all the shit. and we can get in there and iron out some of the problems. All right, y'all good?
Yes, sir. Somebody
Great.
Say it
we at
again.
number 5. Somebody say we at number 5.
Oh, the AP poll came out. Hold up. The AP
I
poll came out.
guess. Yeah.
Uh-huh. The poll done came out,
Yep,
maybe.
we are. We're number 5. Yep.
So we didn't
I'm
drop.
surprised. I
Any-
know, right?
One of us lose.
No, they almost did. Ohio State almost lost. Who else? Penn State struggled for a little while. I don't know who dropped out. Who behind us now?
I think, like I said, I think it was that win. Wait. Oh, here come the Chancellor. Chancellor Caneville.
Ooh, man,
You almost cut it off, Street.
Oh, we
I'm
almost
telling
got
you.
out. That was crazy. We was about to get out of here, man. Shout out to the Chancellor, man. Everyone, let's support Let's Village movement.
So
I don't
$5, $20.
understand, like, why
Part of
we
it,
have this. I don't
huh?
have, like, why do we have this? Like, there's like it says Clemson is tied. I guess they had the same amount of voters, so Clemson's tied at 11 now.
So the AP
So,
poll have us at 5.
yeah, Texas is under us now. They dropped down a spot.
oh, okay. Wow, yeah, almost losing to Vandy. Oh
Vandy was
man, that's
ranked.
interesting.
Vandy ranked now, right? Yeah, they are.
They should be.
You know, I didn't see what I just saw. Colorado is now ranked, ladies and gentlemen. Bowl eligible Colorado is now ranked. Unranked to 23rd.
Oh boy.
Missouri is still ranked for some reason. They got beat 30-0, ladies and gentlemen, and are still ranked. Can't make this shit up.
Who's still
Kingston said how you.
Missouri.
He said how you do the Discord again. What you asking, Kingston? What you mean? You know, you got the app. Just be in there, be in the chat room, man, and we'll put the chat link. We'll put the link up to talk.
Well, the link is at the top of the comment section if you're not in. So if you need to get in, it's at the top of the comment section, pinned at the top of the comment section. If you're in there and can't figure out how to get in, I'm gonna read
Tech not ranked.
You could DM somebody, DM anybody that's in there. Shit, we in there. Especially look, all y'all keyboard warriors, y'all ain't in the Discord, man. Just stop talking. Leave my name out of it. You ain't gonna come to Discord and talk to me.
So did who was the team we were talking about? Did Pitt move up? Come on, Pitt 8-0, bro.
Pitt's 18 now. They moved up one spot. They just dropped.
Oh my god.
They just dropped, or they just jumped a 2-loss Ole Miss team. So Ole Miss is 19. SMU is 7-1. They're 20. I don't get it.
Okay, so yeah,
they dropped 8 spots.
Who dropped
okay,
8
so
spots?
we just got some recruiting information from X, man. I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
Raymond, I'm gonna hit you up on well, Raymond's still in the group. Why Raymond keeps saying he couldn't connect to the Discord. We got a Raymond OG member, bro. We gotta get Raymond straight.
Raymond got my personal phone number, Cal. He could pick up the phone and call me and have me put him in
That is
Discord.
cool, Raymond.
786-405-9499.
Nah, Raymond got his number. Raymond been had his number.
He got my personal phone number. You ain't trying hard enough.
He said he's on. I don't know. Hey, just hit Street up after we get off, bro. I know that's my homeboy right there, man. We'll get you in.
Miami's still behind 2 1-loss teams, though.
Which two?
Ohio State and Georgia.
The Blue Bloods, whatever the fuck that means. Fuck Blue Blood. They want us to believe. Yeah.
I'd love to see the voter breakdown again.
Where did that come from?
Blue Blood?
The voter breakdown. When you saw where all the writers voted?
I just saw it on Twitter. I'm gonna look for it again. Yep. So Colorado's ranked. Hey, this isn't. Let's be clear. No, we ain't doing what Hayes doing. You know what I'm saying, this is not Buffville, right? But shout out to look. I think it needs to be said, and I'm gonna say this as a one black man looking out for another black. The fact that man took that team from winning everything to 4 wins to bowl eligibility in 3 seasons needs to be studied and researched because that shit is no easy feat. Well, I don't give a damn about Dion, the Leon County player, but Dion the coach. I think that needs to be acknowledged. Shout out to him for that.
Hey Raymond, I'm gonna get you straight today, bro. Don't worry about it. I take care of you. But he said, y'all, everybody keeps saying the like the Cuban Bowl and stuff. I told y'all before, and I think I'm right on this. Y'all know both Mario and Mario's middle name is Manny or Manuel or whatever it is. I think they have the same. His middle name is Manny's first name and shit. So it's gonna be the Manny Bowl, bro. I think that probably burns Mario up inside.
Mario middle name is Manny.
Yeah, it's either Manny or Manuel or whatever.
One more shout out to Emory Williams. He got in there. I thought he was gonna get some more playing time, but hey, he got to finish the game out.
Did he?
Emory got in there at the end. He handed the ball off. He didn't throw it.
I didn't see that.
They announced the wrong name.
I thought Reese was in there.
Yeah, Reese was in
Yeah,
there.
that was Reese. I said, yeah, Reese got in because it was Reese because I heard it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
They said his name wrong. They said Ross Poffenberg. I was like, what the hell wrong with them? Ain't no O in that boy's name.
Oh. Okay. Well,
we trying to save. I think we saving Emery's red shirt or trying to. So we might not see Emery, which is great. Save that red shirt, man.
Yeah. Also, I need Mario to win this game next week or this week, and do the entire post game interview in Spanish.
Mario be struggling with the Spanish too.
Hey, at least he speaks.
Are we at home, Manny? Medi, we at home.
Yeah. I need him to do the whole
I didn't
interview on Telemundo.
That'd be funny as hell.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here, bro. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share. We got 1,000 people in here, man. So we should have 1,000 new subscribers on the YouTube, even though it don't really work like that. All y'all Twitter watchers, man, make sure y'all come over to the YouTube and subscribe. Recruiting information is up in the Discord. We got some flips, and then we got a list of shit that we're praying about, that we're hearing that that I don't know if it's gonna happen. But all right, man. Raymond, hit me up, bro. So
for those in the Discord, you have to go into the recruiting room.
Yeah, you got to go
in general.
Yeah, it's in the recruiting room. I'll add everybody right now. It's in the recruiting room. All right, man. I'm about to go watch.
I'll come on the Discord.
Got to go watch Tua, man, and pray to baby Jesus he stays upright.
I'm praying.
I'm gonna go open up the Discord for y'all boys. Stop that bullshit, man.
Let's go. Let's pray for Tua, man. Tua need a guardian on the side, man. Hey, and shout out to Mark Fletcher, man. Rest in peace, Mark Fletcher Sr. Prayers up to his family, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Rest in peace.
All right, peace.
All right.